So, what if you could find that one path in your career, your habits, your skills, where success just feels easier, almost inevitable? Well, that's what we're diving into today. How to find your unique competitive edge so you can stop just working hard and start working in a way that truly pays off. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. It feels like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a new habit, but it just isn't clicking no matter how much energy you pour into it. It's just exhausting. Well, it turns out there's a really good reason for that feeling. And, just understanding it is the first step to finally changing it. Okay, so this right here breaks it all down. When you're playing the wrong game for you, you get stuck in this vicious cycle. Progress feels impossible, frustration builds up, and eventually you just burn out. But when you find the right game, you unlock a virtuous cycle. Small wins actually feel good, which gives you motivation, which leads to bigger rewards. And that just fuels even more progress. It's a feedback loop of success. So the big question is, how do you find that right game? I mean, most of us just fall back on trial and error, but who has time for that? Life is way too short to try out every single path. Luckily, there's a much smarter, more strategic way to think about this. It's a really powerful mental model called the explore/exploit trade-off. You can think of it as having two different modes. Explore mode is all about casting a wide net, trying a bunch of different things to see what sticks. And exploit mode, well, that's when you double down on the best thing you've found. So when should you be in explore mode? Generally, it's at the start of something new, or when you have a lot of time on your hands, like early in your career. Or honestly, anytime your current strategy just flat out isn't working. Think about it. Dating is just exploring for the right partner. A liberal arts degree? That's exploring different fields of knowledge. It's all about the search. And here is the other side of the coin, and this is absolutely crucial. Once you discover that gold mine, that one strategy that is clearly working better than anything else, you have to switch modes. You stop exploring and you start exploiting. You stop searching and you start digging, capitalizing on that advantage for everything it's worth. And a brilliant real-world example of this is Google. They famously encourage their employees to spend 80% of their time on their main job. That's the exploit phase, and 20% on passion projects, which is pure explore mode. This wasn't just some nice-to-have policy. This exact strategy gave us game changers like Gmail and AdWords. It's a constant, managed balance. All right, so this framework is great in theory, but how do you actually apply it to your own life? To find your natural fit, you've got to ask yourself the right questions. So let's break down 4 really powerful ones that can point you in the right direction. Okay, question number 1, and this one is so insightful. It's not just about what you enjoy, it's about what kind of difficulty, what kind of pain you can handle better than most people. Think about it. When are you happily solving a problem while everyone else around you is complaining? That's a huge clue. I mean, this quote just nails it. The work that hurts you less than it hurts others is the work you were made to do. Your real advantage lies in the challenges you are uniquely built to endure and maybe even secretly enjoy. Question 2 points us toward the idea of a flow state. You know that feeling, right? When you're so absorbed in what you're doing that the rest of the world just kind of melts away. When you're in the zone. That perfect mix of happiness and peak performance is a massive sign that you're onto something special. All right, this next question asks you to be a little objective, to look at the results. Where do you seem to learn faster or get better results than your peers, even with the same amount of effort? Seeing that your hard work is paying off at a higher rate, that is a huge motivator and a super clear sign you're on the right track. And finally, this question asks you to tune out all the external noise. What society expects, what you think you should be doing. And instead, I want you to think about when you felt most alive, most authentic, most like the real you. That feeling? That's your internal compass, and it's pointing you toward your game. Okay, but what if you go through all of this and you still feel like you haven't found a game where the odds are stacked in your favor? Well, this brings us to the ultimate strategy, the power move. You stop looking for a game and you start building your own. I love this quote from Scott Adams, the guy who created Dilbert, because it's basically the blueprint. He's the first to admit he's not the world's best artist, and he's not the world's best comedian, but he's one of the very few people who is pretty good at both and also has a background in business. It's that combination that creates a totally unique category that he can completely dominate. So here's the secret sauce. You don't have to be the best in the world at one thing. Instead, you just need to become pretty good, let's say in the top 25% at 2 or 3 different things. Then, by combining them, you create this new intersection, a unique niche, where by definition, you are one of the best players in the world. See, by stacking your skills, you stop playing their game, and you force them to start playing yours. You just sidestep all that intense competition and create a space where your unique blend of talents makes you invaluable. But hold on, there is one last crucial piece to this whole puzzle. It's not just about the game you play, it's about the arena you play it in. Finding the right environment for your specific skill set can literally change everything. Think about this incredible analogy: a potato and an egg. You put both of them into the same pot of boiling water, right? The same harsh environment. The potato, which starts out hard, comes out soft. The egg, which starts out fragile, comes out hardened. The exact same environment creates completely opposite results, all based on their inherent nature. And that right there, that brings us to the core insight. You can't really change your fundamental nature. You can't control if you're a potato or an egg. But what you can do is choose the game you play. You can seek out the environment where your natural tendencies are a massive advantage, not a weakness. So, as we wrap this up, the final question really isn't just about finding where you fit in. It's about what you can build. By combining your skills and choosing your environment, you literally have the power to design a game that you were born to win. So the only question left is, what new game will you create?